What's going on, everyone? Thanks for joining me for another Pokemon VGC video today where I haven't done this in so long. Hey doing, everyone? Thanks for joining me for another Pokemon VGC video today where I attempt to climb the online rankings and try to become a better competitive battler and commentator as I go along. Now I was smiling there because I haven't done this in a while because I've just been so busy, and I just took a little vacation from Pokemon, just playing other games. We're going to be kind of shaking off the rust in this video, so without further ado, we're going to jump right on the ladder, sitting at a rating of 1543, records 20 and 16. I'd rather have a better record than that, so we'll find out whether or not we will in this episode. But we're bringing a team of Scrafty Thundurus, Kangaskhan, Clefairy, Blaziken, and Aegislash. And I originally had Gengar on my team, Mega Gengar actually, but it just wasn't working out. The double Mega on my team, and Gengar just really isn't very good in non-Mega form unless you have a Focus Sash on it. It was just going down way too easily when I wasn't Mega Evolving it, so we're going to switch it up for Aegislash just for further Sylveon immunity. Not immunity, but resistance, and we have a Sylveon on Dominic's team here. And I believe Dominic had a rating of 1593, so it'd be good if we could pick up the win in this episode. So he's going to have a team of Talonflame, Politoed, Ludi, the Metagross, Sylveon, and Hydreigon. So obviously having the Poly Ludi with the Swift Swim on the Politoed, just so standard. You see it so often, especially with Metagross, and it's a really scary core. It really is a scary core. But I also see that Aegislash would be a really solid lead in this battle. Just because I basically get immunity to his Ludicolo's Fake Out. I get immunity to the, not immunity, but resistance to the Brave Bird from the Aegislash, from the Hyper Voice. I can take down the Metagross fairly easily, but I just have to watch out for the Hydreigon. So I'm definitely going to bring my Aegislash. He's definitely going to bring his Hydreigon to counter. I'm going to bring to counter his Hydreigon. I don't really have anything that could take it down very well, except my Kangaskhan and my Scrafty. So I definitely want to bring my Kangaskhan. But do I want to lead with it? Because he's probably going to lead with his Poly Ludi. Does he bring with his? I don't think he's going to bring his Poly Ludi in the beginning. He may, just to get the Fake Out on my Kangaskhan, thinking that I may bring my Kangaskhan as well. So Thundurus is going to be a really good lead here. He may just, think that I'm going to leave with my Thundurus anyway. But if he goes for an Ice Beam, I'm going to get a Thunder Wave off onto this Ludicolo to slow it down. And what else do I want to bring? Aegislash is actually really good, especially if he brings his Politoed. And I'm going to bring the Scrafty over the Clefairy just because of that Metagross. We know the Metagross is coming. Well, I think the Metagross is coming. So Metagross just basically one-hit KOs the Clefairy. So we're not going to be bringing the Clefairy. So he's going to lead with the Sylveon and the Talonflame. Really good lead for my opponent right here, because it puts immediate pressure on my Aegislash. But right here, what I think he's going to do is I think he's going to go for the Tailwind with his Talonflame. Probably thinking that I may King Shield with my Aegislash, but I'm in this position I'm in right now. I really don't want to do that. It won't KO my Aegislash with this Talonflame, even if it has a Life Orb. And I can get, if he does go for the Flare Blitz, I'm going to get a Thunder Wave or a Thunderbolt off onto this Talonflame. I really feel like I want to go for a Thunderbolt onto the Talonflame. He doesn't really have anything that can switch in other than his, well, he could switch in his Metagross and his Hydreigon into that slot. That would actually be a really good lead, but I don't know whether or not he wants to switch into a Thunder Wave, because that would be terrible. But I do think he's going to go for a Tailwind. Unfortunately, I have nothing, I can't really do anything about that. So I'm going to get Thunderbolt off onto this Talonflame, hopefully OHKOing it. Should OHKO. And then I'm going to go for the Flash Cannon onto the Sylveon. So Sylveon does protect, so it's not the Choice Specs variant, which is very good to know. And he's going to go for the Tailwind. So this is actually going to be one dead-ass Talonflame. He's going to bait me into the Sword form, but that's okay. And that's okay because if this Sylveon has no speed EV investments, which I can't really count on right now, well, the Tailwind's up, so that's a problem. So the Tailwind is up, That is a problem. It's going to be up for the next 3 turns. The Talonflame is out of here, but the Hydreigon comes in. Yep, the Hydreigon comes in. Okay, so in the position that I'm in right now, this Hydreigon is going to be causing a lot of problems for my team. I could just switch into the Scrafty, but then the Sylveon's just going to go for a Hyper Voice, which is going to be problematic. So I really want to get like a safe switch into... You know what? This Sylveon really isn't that big of a problem. I don't have Citrus Berry on my Thunders. I actually have Expert Belt on my Thunders, just so I can get a lot of get super effective coverage damage off onto these Pokemon. I could go for Hidden Power Ice onto the Hydreigon, potentially 2-hit KOing it, but I don't know whether or not I want to chance that, because he's going to be faster. He's going to be able to get a Dark Pulse off the following turn, and that's going to be bad. So Thunder Wave, and I'm going to go for the safe King Shield right here. If he decides to go for the Hyper Voice on the following turn with a Sylveon, I'll Wide Guard, and then we'll play from there. So I'm going to just try to, if he's going to go for the Dark Pulse, I'm just going to basically get this Dark Pulse out of the way, get the Thunder Wave off, hopefully get the full power or something like that. Get the hacks. Let's get the hacks onto this Hydreigon. And I do get the hacks. He goes for the Hyper Voice. Okay, alright, good. Well, that does a lot of damage. That does a lot of damage, even without the specs. Huh. So he's probably wondering what the hell kind of item I have on my Thundurus right now, because I didn't have the Citrus Berry, I didn't have the Life Orb, and those are 2 common items that you do have on the Thundurus. So, what do I want to do right here? What do I want to do right here? So, I could... Okay, so this is what I'm thinking I can do right here. The Dark Pulse won't KO my Aegislash. At least I hope it wouldn't. This is probably going to be Spec'd. Yeah, this is going to be Spec's Hydreigon, because the specs wasn't on the Sylveon. So I can go for a Wide Guard right here, get a safe switch into the Scrafty. I don't know, do I want to do that? Oh, I can get a safe switch into the Kang. Yeah, I could do that. Let's do that. Let's see if he falls for it and goes for another Hyper Voice. He probably will, because he doesn't want to waste any turns of Tailwind. This Hydreigon's slow, so I don't have to worry about that too much. Hopefully he doesn't go for like a Draco Meteor onto my Thunder slot, but the Hyper Voice was going to take it down anyway. So it does go for Hyper Voice. Let's see what this... Oh, he's going to go for Dark Pulse onto the Aegislash. Okay. Wow, that KO'd it. That's Specs. That is Specs Hydreigon. I did not really take that into consideration. Fuck. That's bad. That's bad. Okay, so put my Scrafty in there. I can go for the Fake Out. Huh. Hydreigon's locked into Dark Pulse. He's going to have the Metagross in the back. I really want to save my Scrafty for the Intimidate. Choices. There's so many choices that I could be doing here. I could go for the Power Up Punch onto the Hydreigon, but yet again the Sylveon's just proves such a problem. Damn it. God damn it. Yep, I'm gonna put my Scrafty in there. I'm gonna put my Scrafty in there, fake out the Sylveon. If he switches out his Hydreigon, which he should not do, and his Metagross comes in, I'm gonna get a knockoff onto the Metagross, knocking off its Megastone. But I don't think he's going to switch out his Hydreigon. He's going to keep his Hydreigon. He's going to go for the Dark Pulse on the Kangaskhan. He probably is going to switch out the Sylveon. That's what I really think he's going to do. I think he's going to switch out the Sylveon, you know, fearing that I'm going to go for the Fake Out onto the Sylveon, get a free switch into the Metagross. This is what I'm going to do. No, he's going to protect with the Sylveon. Ah, man, there's so many plays that he can do. He's probably going to protect with a Sylveon. You know, fearing the Fake Out from either one of my Pokemon. Or he could just go for the Switch Out into the Metagross. I'm going to play it safe, go for the Power Punch into the Hydreigon, and go for the Fake Out into the Sylveon. Sylveon's going to protect. He doesn't protect! Well, what's the Sylveon going to do? Oh, wait, no. I'm Mega Evolving first. The Sylveon's gonna protect. Yep, Sylveon's gonna protect, which is fine. Okay. That's okay. And I'm gonna get a power-up punch onto the Hydreigon, and the Tailwind should peter out after this turn. The Tailwind should peter out after this turn. I should have went for the Fake Out onto the Hydreigon, but hopefully get the full power. That would be nice. Yes! Yes, I don't really like relying on hacks. Right there I kind of had to, because I really wanted to go for the Fake Out to the Hydreigon and power punch into Hydreigon, anticipating the Sylveon Protect, but it was just so obvious that Sylveon would go for Protect right there, or switch out, and I didn't want to, you know, I just didn't want him to go for the Hyper Voice. I really can't afford losing Scafty right here, because he's going to fare very well against the Metagross. I need to save the Scafty for the Metagross. So, in my position right now, what I could do is I can go for the return onto the Sylveon, because he switches into the Metagross. The Metagross is going to be taking at least 40% damage from a +2 return. And I'm going to go for the Drain Punch onto the Hydreigon and get that thing out of the way. Does he switch out? Does he do... Okay, so I'm going to get a return off onto the Sylveon. This should KO it. Yep. Oh, my God. Didn't even need the second hit. Wow. Thank you, Kang. I've been wanting to use a Kangaskhan for so long, and I really don't like using it because, oh, it's an OP Pokemon, you know, all the best players use it. Why don't you be original? Well, I mean, I've been trying to be original. I have a Blaziken on my team, for God's sake, but I've been really wanting to use Kangaskhan, so that's what we're going to be doing, and I mean, in his position, he has to attack with his Metagross. He really does. Or he can go for the substitute, anticipating that I'm going to go for the Sucker Punch. He could go for the sub. So, could go for the sub. I'm going to switch out my Scrafty right here. Just anticipating that he's going to Mega Evolve. He could Mega Evolve, go for the sub. He could Mega Evolve, he could go for the Protect. Because that... You know, obviously Sucker Punch is going to be doing anything at that point. So, I could hit him for neutral damage with the Power-Up Punch. But do I really want to do that? I'm really fearing the sub right here. He's not going to be able to KO my Kangaskhan. So what I'm going to do is, if he Mega Evolves right here, great. I'm going to switch out my Scrafty right here. Oh, match was forfeit. Okay. Alright, well, I thought a lot there for no reason whatsoever. Really interesting... You know, to see that he didn't bring either his Poly or his Ludi, because I had a Blaziken on my team. Blaziken really, you know, it doesn't fare that well against the Metagross, because it could just Zen Headbutt me and Earthquake me. But it just didn't make sense that he didn't bring either one of his Water Pokemon when I have the Blaziken. And I have, you know, I think it just hit me for a lot of neutral damage, get the Scald off onto my, you know, Kangaskhan, my Scrafty, and get the burn. But it's just weird that I didn't bring in any one of those Pokemon, but that's why I have the Aegislash on my team for the Sylveon. Didn't work out too well in this episode. Ooh, excuse me. Because I wasn't anticipating the Protect on the Sylveon, but really just, you know, getting rid of the Talonflame early on really helped out. The Hydreigon was definitely Specs. We knew that even before it hit my Aegislash, but I didn't know whether or not Specs Dark Pulse from the Hydreigon will knock out my Aegislash. Now we know that it will, but it's really, really nice that we did pick up a win in this episode today, so hopefully we can get into the 1600s eventually, and get all the way up to the 17 and 1800s. Not holding my breath for the 1900s for the season, but we want to do well, especially when we do well on camera. And what are we doing? You know, is reducing my Pokemon Wi-Fi battles, unfortunately, because I don't have much time to do them. I would like to put other content on my channel, especially when it comes to Splatoon. I really want to get as far as I possibly can into that game and play that competitively as well, because I love that game. But that's going to be it for today's episode, guys. Please look forward to more Pokemon VGC, Splatoon, and Mario Kart 8 on my channel. And I'm going to try to get on top of my Banjo-Kazooie videos as well. I really want to do the Let's Plays of those, because I'm really anticipating Ukulele, especially since E3 is this week. So that's going to be it today, guys. I'll see you later.